Bonjour tout le monde. So today you are going to work on a project to practice your weather expressions. All right. So you're going to make a 5-day forecast for Thomaston, Maine, or Rockland, whatever town you live in. And then and you're going to compare it to a francophone town of your choice. Francophone means French speaking. So it could be any city in France or a city in any French speaking country. So if you look up francophone countries, you'll find a whole bunch of countries that speak French. You could choose one of those countries and then find a city in that country to find the weather for. It's kind of fun to do it with like a city in Africa because their weather is so different than ours right now. Okay, so for each city, you're going to do a 5-day weather forecast. It's going to be the actual 5-day weather forecast. And for each day, you're going to write the day, the date, what the weather is, a drawing, and the temperature in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. All right, so here was my little example, and I have another one, that finished one to show you after. But here I have vendredi, le 24 octobre, which is Friday, the 24th of October. Then I have Saturday, the 25th, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because you have to do 5 days. And then I had the temperature. It was 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And I figured out how to do that in Celsius. I'm going to tell you that in a second. And then the weather expression, right? Using the weather expressions that we're learning. Il fait beau, il fait bon, il fait mauvais, il pleut, il neige. So Friday was raining, I wrote il pleut. All right. Oops, I forgot to take them. I'm showing you the wrong. Hold on one second. Okay, so the first thing I would recommend you do is figure out your two cities and quickly jot down the 5-day forecast for both of them in English and your notes or on a piece of paper. All right, so just real quick. So here's an example. If you're doing Thomaston, you could put like M for Monday, T for Tuesday, whatever, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I looked up the actual 5-day weather forecast. Monday was going to be sunny, Tuesday, partly sunny, Wednesday, rainy. So I wrote down just what the weather expression was in English and what the temperature was going to be. That's because if you don't finish this in one sitting, like let's say you start it today and then you come back to it in a couple days, you might not know what the weather had been the previous days where you weren't working on this project. This way, if you just write down the 5-day forecast in English, you can come back and work on this whenever you have time, whenever you're working on it. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find the 5-day forecast for Rockland, write it down in English really quick, figure out what city you want to do that's French speaking, write down the 5-day forecast with the temperature really quick, and then have that information and then start your project, kind of designing it and laying it out. All right. For Celsius, so most countries in the world besides the US use Celsius. We use Fahrenheit. The easiest way to figure out what the Celsius degree is to subtract 30 from the Fahrenheit number and then divide that number by 2. So for example, if it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit, you subtract 30, so 70 minus 30 is 40, and then you divide 40 by 2, which is 20. So 70 degrees Fahrenheit is about 20 degrees Celsius. It's not like the perfect conversion, but it's a quick way to do it, and it's pretty close. Alternatively, you could just use an online calculator, which is faster, but whatever you want to do. And that little degree symbol, to do that, you hit 1, 2, 3 on your keyboard, and then you hold your finger down on the 0 key and slide up, and the little degree symbol will show up there. Okay. Ways to get a 4, add more than 5 days. Do like a 7-day forecast or a 10-day forecast for each city, or do a third French-speaking city. All right, and here's an example of I did Waldoboro because that's where I live. So I did it for lundi, le 9 novembre, Monday, the 9th of November. I wrote il fait bon because it's going to be partly sunny. It's going to be nice. Degrees, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and I figured that math out. It turns into 15 degrees Celsius. All right, so I got Monday, Tuesday, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi. I did 6. So that would be a way to get a 4, right? So you're going to do one for where you live and then another one for a French-speaking city. And I think that's it. All right. Au revoir.